So can we have?
Raviji, are you there?
I think.
Here. I'm here.
I think we need to show the Vigyanmay Kosha because we already finished Annamay, Pranmay, and Manomay. Now the fourth one, Vigyanmay Kosha, is still to be played. So I'll just give you I'll refresh the Kosha thing that we spoke about it, that everything in this universe is connected. Whether it is Kosha, chakras, everything is interconnected. So we have, you know how we say that the aura of that person is very good. So, and all the koshas, all the 7 kosha chakras, they create aura around us. So as I said last time, when people do meditation in a group, what happens that the aura of that chakra start expanding. That's why meditation in a group is always much more beneficial for everyone. When we do that, because our aura start expanding, it merges with other people. So the meditation in a group is more powerful because it becomes a group consciousness when we meditate together. And because meditate on Muladhara chakra, the chakra start expanding. Similarly, it happens with your your Swadhisthana chakra, Anahata, then Vishuddhi chakra, Agya chakra, and lastly the Sahasrara chakra. Each has their own aura caution, that is your sheath, or you can say the kosha, and it starts expanding in size. It starts expanding this way, and it merges with other people. And on a regular day-to-day basis, when we meditate, again, or our aura, along with our chakras, become more purified, become more brighter when you meditate every day. So that's the reason you say that the aura of that person is very good, and they pose as a very positive person, because that shows. And last time I did discuss with you all that we can read. There are so many aura reader people. There is a machine also which read your aura, which tells you which aura is more active, or which aura has a problem, which chakra has a problem. Just by seeing the aura, they tell you which chakra has a problem. Because that color, because we have actually, the machine reads the aura color around a person. So if it's a Manipur chakra which is blocked, or which is not functional proper, which is not functioning properly, your red color will be a dull color. Otherwise, each and every color of the chakra is very brighter around us. So we spoke about the Annamay Kosh, which is in relation with your Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipur chakra. These 3 chakra controls your Annamay chakra, or you can say vice versa, that Annamay chakra is in connection with your Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipur. Because as I said, Anna is more stool. It is connected with your day-to-day activity. So that's the reason I said a lot of people, they take birth in the Annamay chakra and they die in that Annamay chakra. Means their conscious level doesn't expand, doesn't move above. And then the second layer is called the Pranmay Kosha. So Pranmay Kosha is more connected with our breathing activity. That is our Anahata chakra. And it is controlled by our Anahata chakra, as I said, and it is in connection with our breath activity and pranas. So it is in connection with our energy quotient in our body. Okay. And then the third one, we spoke about the Manomay Kosh. Manomay Kosh, and sorry, the Pranmay Kosha is in connection with your Anahata chakra and Vishuddhi chakra. Then Manomay is your physical mind. We said we have 2 levels of mind, physical and intellectual. So physical mind is very limited. Manomay kosha or sheath or aura, you can say, is very limited. It is limited to 5 to 7% of brain activity or capacity. Now the fourth one is called Vigyanmay Kosh, which is in connection with your intellectual mind. And Manomay Kosh and Vigyanmay Kosh both are in connection, or both are controlled by our Agya Chakra. So Ravi, can we play that Vigyanmay?
Yes.
Vigyanmay Kosh. The fourth layer is the intelligence body called Vigyanmay Kosh or Buddhi. It is also called the causal body, as it is the cause of an individual's karma. Deep karmas and sanskaras are stored at this level and form the reservoir of encoded experiences or memories, which filter through to Manomay Kosh and
Has it stopped, or my internet connection is?
personality. Thus, it is the shape where subtle intelligence evolves, where the four aspects of mind originate in their pure form, born of supreme intelligence. This is the vessel of buddhi, which is the selective discriminatory ability of mind. Manas receives the impressions and gives them to buddhi, which analyzes, identifies, and recognizes the registered object and then relates it to the previous experiences. It is through this that the concepts of good and bad arise. Cooperation with ahankar will determine whether this buddhi, the selective ability of the mind, will be used for lower purposes such as for one's own gain or for higher purposes such as to rise above lower desires. Manas, buddhi, ahankar and chit all have their seats in Agya Chakra and other chakras above this.
So Jiva, who is Jiva? We, the human being. So we have, as I said, that we have divinity. You know, each and every, I did said last time that we went through the 4 yugs. In Sattva Yug, the demons and godly creatures used to live in separate planet. In the Treta Yug, they used to live on the same planet but in different countries. And Dwapar Yug, they used to live in the same family. So the example is Kaurav and Pandavas of Mahabharata. And in today's, that is Kali Yuga, the demon and goodness lives in the same people. It depends on us how we take it. And the jiva, that is manas, has the mind, has 4 factors, you can say. That is man, buddhi, chitta, and hankar. Man is the which is very, very limited, 5 to 7%. Buddhi is the higher mind, which again, if we use it in a proper manner, then we get connected to our soul, the chitta. And then comes our ego. If ego is taken care by our jiva, then we start using our intellect mind, and which opens up all the other 7 energy centers, that is our chakras. Otherwise, and I told you that each and every chakra has 2 kind of qualities, positive and negative. And it depends on us which quality we give more power to. So in a way, you can say that we have devatva, that is godliness, goodness, and negativity and positivity. So it depends on us what energy we give to which character, to negative character or to positive character, or you can say to God in us or to demon in us. And whichever we give more energy, that becomes more powerful and the other becomes more weak. That's how it happens. So when we meditate regularly, we do japa, we do good kindness, we are into good company and all, we listen to good things, we read good books and all, then we give power to our godly creature in us. And in the other way around, when we our deeds, we are the slave of our physical mind, then obviously we give more energy to our demon creature, and we see the result obviously in us and in our uh, mind. So our physical mind become more powerful, otherwise our intellectual mind is more powerful. So both intellectual mind and physical mind is controlled by our Agya Chakra. Now it depends on us which part of Agya Chakra we want to relate to and we give more power to. That is called our Vigyanmaya Kosha. So Vigyanmaya Kosha will become more powerful when we give more power to it. Otherwise, our Manomaya Kosha, or the lower quotient of this, becomes more powerful. The demon gets more energy. So it depends on us. And the last one, once our Vigyanmaya Kosha become more powerful, we give more energy to our godly creature, then we get into the final kosha, that is called Anandamaya Kosha. We get into the joyness of the being. We understand who we are, what is our purpose in life. That's what happens. And the last one is the Anandamaya Kosha. Let's hear about that. Ravi, can we play that also, please?
Yes.
Anandamaya Kosh. The fifth layer is the bliss body, the most subtle, called Anandamaya Kosh, which is transcendental, a body of pure light in the realm of spiritual bliss, beyond the reach of language and beyond ordinary human experience. Very few individuals are capable of knowing it or experiencing it. It is beyond the sensory and mental fields. It is only through the restraining of senses, the mind and the buddhi, that one can gain access to it. The concept of soul becomes a living experience in Anandamaya Kosh, which is the sheath or body of bliss and happiness. All the impurities evaporate and effulgence of soul is experienced. At that point, a human being experiences true divinity, the realization of self or God. The seat of this kosha is in the Sahasrara chakra.
So this kosha is very difficult to get into. We can get into this kosha, we can become make it more brighter, or we get into the consciousness of this kosha when we can pass through our Vigyanmaya Kosha, that the intellectual mind which opens up completely. So very few, means 0.001% people only can achieve this kind of conscious level. Very few, we can say, they are saints, they are yogis, and on a higher level of evolution they get into, sorry, not evolution, actual level, that is, we can say they become wisely intelligent. So there's a difference. A lot of people, they are intelligent, but when the intelligence is clubbed in with wiseness, then in true sense you get into this kosha, you do good deeds, you become the true yogi, saint, and you do a work for the humanity. You are not self-centered at all. You are not only centered around your own family people and all. You think about the entire humanity, entire people, everyone. Such kind of people reach to this level of consciousness, which is very rare, but we all have that capability. We all have that capacity. It is we are ignorant towards it. And in true sense, when we reach to this level, we are true saint. And there's nothing that we desire. All desires come to an end. And in true sense, we live with complete joy. What is the true nature of a human being, which we forget because of that Maya. We are engulfed with that Maya around us, and we forget the true nature of a human being, of being human, and our true purpose. So that is what it is. There's one more video, but I think today we don't have time. So let's have some time for the question answer, and then the next Friday we can discuss about the last one, which I want you all to see because it will make a lot of things clearer to you all about the kosha. And then in next we will start discussing about the petal mantras of each and every chakra, and you'll see the difference when you start chanting the petal mantras, what happens. Okay, so now let's open up for the question answer. If you have any queries, you can ask me.
I think PTG, one question was somebody is asking the 7 chakra or 8 chakras, because it says Baba is
Look, as I said, yeah, we have many chakras in the body, because when we have 72,000 channels, and the channels, when they intersect each other, chakras are formed. So we have many chakras in the body. And they are mention of, in fact, they are lower chakras. Okay, next time let's discuss about the, not the petal mantras, we will discuss about the one more important chakra that is called Bindu chakra. So we will talk about it, but these 7 chakras are talked widely everywhere, because they are in connection with all the activities of our body, of our mind, and of our soul, because they are connected with your soul also. That's the reason, and they are all located along your spine and in the brain region. But this Bindu chakra is also very important. So in the next session, let's talk about that along with the aura, what we have left today. So we will talk about that, but if you get to see, everybody will be talking about the 7 chakras, what we have already discussed.
What is the difference between Suksham Sharir and Karan or casual Sharir?
Yeah, causal body.
Yeah. Or casual Sharir and Karan or casual. I mean, somebody is writing, but there should be 2 difference. You would understand this question.
Okay. So Sukshma Sharir is a subtle body. So we have 3 bodies. So one is a causal, that is Karan Sharir, the reasoning body. Then, so reasoning body, you can say it's a seed. So in what atmosphere you take birth? Who are your parents? People around you. In the household that you take birth is, and the kind of nature and character you are born with, the kind of body you are born with. Like there's a lot of deformity. Why some people are born with deformity and all? It is all dependent, and it is all in connection with your causal body. That seed, which is in true form, is your Atma, your soul. And there are so many people who can recite Gita, who can talk about Quran, the young boys and the young kids, it can talk about it. How do that? They have never read about it, but they talk, they recite. How does that happen? And some people are born with certain character, certain ability, which none of us has, or very few of us has. How that happens? So these are the past life impressions that we carry forward with us, and these impressions we carry, and we take it, and we show them as our character. that is in connection with our causal body. And that seed body is covered with our subtle body. In subtle body, we have our mind. Mind takes over the subtle body, our chakras, our sense organs, our work organs, how they work. They are the part of our subtle body. And then this subtle body is again led with our physical body. The physical body is made up of our five tattvas, that is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And our subkosh, that is our bone and bone marrow and the flesh and skin and all that are a part of our sthul sharir, that is our physical body. So this is the difference of your subtle body, the Karan sharir, and your subtle body. So subtle body and Karan sharir, sthul sharir and the subtle body, you can understand like how you have computer. Computer is a part of your sthul sharir, and that is a hardware, and the software inside is your subtle body. But again, in the human being, we have much more than that. We have our emotions. We have how you control that. That is a part of the your and then wisdom. Wisdom is a part of your Karan sharir.
So I don't see any other question. प्रीति जी, आपका इंटरनेट भी थोड़ा सा आज I think काफी दूर.
Yeah, because I'm in Mahabaleshwar.
I know that's
So internet ka yahan pe there is a problem in over here. That's the reason I requested that can we do meditation first, and then I'll connect with everyone.
The voice is pretty clear. Only the video is little freezing at times, but voice is clear.
So she's in Mahabaleshwar because it's her birthday, which she's trying to avoid telling us.
I thought only
Shastri
Ji was born today. I didn't know there was another great personality.
No, my birthday is actually tomorrow, the 3rd October, Ravi. But okay, we are here to celebrate, so we came here, and because again India has a holiday, so we all left. Otherwise, offices and everything has opened up, and so we left.
Happy birthday, Preeti ji.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
I'm going to play a very, very small video. Give me 1 second.
Ravi ji, I'll be leaving, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Vipin ji. Oh my God, Rohan, so sweet.